Hello, this is Steve from Steve's Makerspace. Welcome. This is my Eagle Ornithopter. I think it's averaging about 75 miles an hour. It's going between 50 and 100. And it can fly up. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. It was a lot of work getting this thing to work properly. I think I spent about 14 hours on this. Unfortunately, I wish I could say otherwise. I can switch to glide mode. There we go. In order to get it going, you do have to launch it off a cliff with a car and then transform in midair. I also have this smaller ornithopter, and it works pretty well. It's averaging about 65 miles an hour. You can see it turns quite well. It doesn't fly upwards at all, unfortunately. It's drifting downwards. It will fly upwards at an angle, but it can't fly straight up. Let's see if we can go through the fire. Oh, no, I'm gonna hit it. Darn it. Here, I'll show you the takeoff. So I'll transform into a car. I gotta paint this bird though. And transform. There we go, and it starts off in glide mode, and then press spacebar to turn into flapping mode. Let's try the fire again. Come here. Gonna do it. Oop, no. Missed again. What does this look like? A swift? I don't know. Most birds are kind of gray colored, so green would be nice. Maybe a teal. I repainted it. It is now a gull, officially. Let's see our gull in flight. There we go. I also removed a couple of unnecessary bits. Oh, that looks so nice. And it's so peaceful. So quiet. Gentle sound of servos. So it's pretty simple, actually. At first I was putting in a lot of servos, thinking I needed motion in several different directions, but that's not true. All I need are these servos. So it's just flapping up and down. If I add flapping like this, that is unhelpful. It is sort of helpful if you want to hover in place. I found that this was good for hovering in place, but not for going forward. And then flapping like this was really not helpful. There are two OR logic gates. Both are toggled with a space bar, and this one has a duration of 0.5, pause of 0.5, output of 1, and it goes to each servo. And the second OR logic gate, also spacebar toggle, delay of 0.5, duration 0.5, pause 0.5, -1 output. So the only difference between them is the delay and the output, positive versus negative. I've got D and A for turning here and here. For pitch, I've got S and W here, WS here. And then for roll, I've got an OR gate with Q and E going to each of these. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I did try doing my small bird, making it flap faster. It's a lot harder to control, and it just kind of wiggles back and forth. It does go faster, actually, but it doesn't look as good. It makes a lot of sparks. This one can fly straight upwards. I'm having trouble getting it to go back down. Come on. Go down. So I'm getting about 100 miles an hour going straight. I don't think I'm going to post this one to the workshop. Let me show you, look at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to just show you all the different versions I created. It just goes on and on. I'm going to have to delete all of these, of course, but I was working on this like every night for a week. I have other versions of the Eagle that work fairly well. Oh, this one doesn't work. This is what was happening with a lot of my Eagles, which was just driving me crazy. I'd get stuff like this going on. These servers are just super finicky, it seems like. Like, I even have this marked as working, but obviously it doesn't work now. So apparently it worked before. Here, this one is marked fast, mostly works. Let's take a look at that one. So this one is flapping faster, but it wants to roll to the right, and purposely rolling it is very difficult for some reason. So the best thing is just to turn into the direction that it's trying to roll in, or wait, is it away from it? This Eagle definitely goes faster, but it wants to turn to the left and roll to the right, and I don't know why. There's no good reason why it should do that, but I had this sort of problem all the time. And it flaps a little faster than an Eagle actually flaps, so I don't like it as much. Here's another version that the flapping motion is just kind of weird. And also I was using helicopter engines to try to control the roll. And I really didn't like having to use the helicopter engines. I wanted to be without the helicopter engines. So my final version doesn't use them. Now here's one that says fast works well. Let's take a look at that one. Yeah, this one's pretty nice. No helicopter engines. It still wants to turn and roll a bit, but it's working pretty well. And it is going fast. I still don't like it quite as much because it does flap faster than an Eagle actually flaps. So I made this one with wheels. Obviously you don't have to transform it. I'm using the same controls for pitch as I am for the driving the wheels, and it's rather difficult to steer. Let's just try rebuilding it in the direction I want to go. There we go. Now we'll go forward. And it's very slow, taking off. No, I couldn't get it to go. Let's try rebuilding it. Go. Okay. Come on. Off we go. So that doesn't work very well. And then you can still hear the engine sounds. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh yeah, every time I do pitch, I get an engine sound. I suppose I could do the pitch and the engines on different buttons. But then I still am looking at these wheels. Oh, and this version flaps funny also. So I don't like that. So here's the final version I'm going to post to the workshop of my Eagle. And you can see I've got some permanent roll in here. It still rolls, unfortunately, even though I'm trying to compensate for it. I don't know how to fix that. I don't want to put helicopter engines on it, and even when I did have helicopter engines on it, it still rolled. These two OR logic gates work pretty much the same way as the other logic gates I just showed you. One has a delay, one doesn't have a delay, one has a negative output, the other one has a positive output. These are going to these servos. I've got another set of logic gates down here that are going to the outside servos. I wound up actually having the same settings as these, so I could delete these and just have these set to affect these servos, but I'll just leave them. If you want, you could tinker around with it and see if you can get different flapping motions. For the permanent roll adjustment back here, I've got a distance sensor facing inward, so it's constantly setting a positive signal to here. Other than that, this works exactly the same way as the smaller bird works. Let's try coming in for a landing. Here we go, straightening out, and come on. Nope, turn. Oh, I'm gonna go off. Wait. Here we go. Yes, success. Oh, let me show you what happens if you try engaging flapping if you're not already off a cliff, off the ground. Instant death. So don't do that. Workshop links to the Eagle and the Gull will be in the description. If you like this video, give it a like, consider subscribing to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Comments are always welcome. I love to read your comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Steve's Makerspace.